Let's talk about a really powerful way of overcoming objections. The reason this method is so powerful is for two reasons. Number one is the language that it uses and the tenses that it talks about that helps walk a customer through an objection that they might have. What we're talking about is something called feel, felt, found. Let's jump into it. But before we do, the usual YouTube nonsense, like and subscribe, hit the little bell notification, tell your nan about it, whatever. It helps keep the channel alive. It means that I can keep making content. So let's say hypothetically you're selling data or leads or content of some description. A typical objection that you might get from a client is, Aaron, look, we've had a good think about things and we're just not quite sure the data's up to scratch. So I'm going to use feel, felt, found to overcome that objection. Okay, fine, well, let's delve into that a little bit. And look, first of all, I just want to start by saying that I fully understand why you feel that way. In fact, most people I deal with have actually felt exactly the same way in the past, but when they started using the data or scrutinizing the leads, they found that the quality is really high, but more importantly, there's stuff there that they didn't know about. But let's jump into that. When you say it's not up to scratch, what exactly do you mean? Now, I don't know if you heard it or not, but there were three really important words that I used to walk the customer through the problem. But more importantly, I actually took them for a journey through tenses. I understand why you feel that way. In fact, a lot of customers have felt the exact same way, but when they've actually purchased our products, they've found that it works really, really well. Now, this isn't just the tenses we're using, it's also the type of language. Feel, felt, found is really kinesthetic, touchy-feely language. It's about how you feel. So why is feel, felt, found so successful? Well, to explain that, let's analyse the subtext of what we're actually saying when we use this technique. We're basically saying, I agree with you. I know why you feel that way. Empathy. Other people have felt the same way too. You're part of the collective that have felt the same way. But then when they started using it, they found that it works really, really well. The state you'll be in by buying this will be a very different state to how you feel now. The subtext is basically saying that, and that's why it's so successful. And it's appealing to a different part of someone when you're using that touchy-feely kinesthetic language. And also the tenses is really clever because it actually tells a story in the process. I know how you feel. Other people have felt the same way. But hey man, persevere. You'll find out that actually works really, really well. So that is feel, felt, found. Give it a go next time you get an objection and put a comment below on how that went. As always guys, happy selling.